Shalom, my brothers and sisters. Shalom. My name is Symmanayah, and welcome to Less Than 10 Minutes. Words to Yashar'al, Nation of Believers. Yashar'al, if you're tuning in for the first time, Yashar'al are those that seek to worship and obey the Most High and Almighty Yehua, and who accept Yahusha as Mashiach and Messiah. This is my family. This is the nation of believers. Again, welcome to Less Than 10 Minutes. Words to Yashar'al, Nation of Believers. And I ask the question, will these words be seeds, water, or an increase? Will these words reflect the righteous guidance of the Spirit of Yahusha? You be the judge. This segment is focused on this topic. Beware. Perceive Hebrew language and dress do not establish authority. Let me repeat that. Beware. Perceive Hebrew language and dress do not establish authority. I have seen many individuals begin to dress and place images on their attire, trying to look religious or very spiritual, trying to establish an authority. Many of them have. Many of them have established camps in the following. People who endorse and promote and support the wearing of so-called Hebrew dress with images on it. Believe it or not, this is against Scripture. Many people have established camps in the following based on a language that they believe and perceive to be true. This is far from the truth. The Hebrew language, the pure lip, the original language that was on the earth, has been hidden from man until such time as appointed by the Most High. You will come to understand that the languages that we see, many of which represents form and not function, many of which generate chatter and distractions, many different languages. Even in Hebrew alone, many of us don't know to ask questions, for we see teachers or mores, self-appointed instructors, stating Hebrew. But how often do they get to explain every picture and symbol as guided by the Spirit of Yahusha? No, we do not see that. What we see is them talking about ancient Hebrew, Paleo. Many don't even separate the differences and talk about modern Hebrew more than anything. And we see modern Hebrew letters placed up. Some of us don't realize that even the modern Hebrew is infected with Aramaic influence. So you see, my brothers and sisters, although we hunger, although we thirst, there are those who are overzealous and who are trying to establish authority as self-appointed teachers and leaders. Beware of whom we consume our time. If you read Genesis chapter 11, verse 1 through 9, you will see that at one point there was one language on the earth. And I want to read verses 1 through 9. This is Genesis chapter 11. And all the earth had one language and one speech. And it came to be, as they set out from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shin'ar, and they dwelt there. Many of you may know the word Shin'ar as Babel. Verse 3, and they said to each other, come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and they had asphalt for mortar. And they said, come, let us build ourselves a city, a tower, whose top is in the heavens, and make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered over all the face of the earth. Then Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower which the sons of men had built. And Yahweh said, look, they are one people, and they all have one language, and this is what they begin to do. And now they are not going to be withheld from doing whatever they plan to do. Come, let us go down there and confuse their language, so that they do not understand one another's speech. And Yahweh scattered them from there over the face of the earth, and they left off building the city. That is why the name is called Babel, because there Yahweh confused the language of all the earth, and from there Yahweh scattered them over the face of all the earth. You see, man tried to again raise himself beyond what we were created to do, and Yahweh confounded man by creating and scattering us with confused language. Why? This was the fruit of our rebellion, and what we are instructed to do is worship and obey him. Depend on him. Depend on his spirit. Many are confused, and many are trying to speed up the process of prophecy. We see that amongst the Ashkenaz. We see that amongst many perceived spiritual people, that they're trying to promote and speed up prophecy. Specifically, Zephaniah 3:9, which reads as follows: For then I shall turn unto the people a clean lip, so that they all call on the name of Yahuwah to serve him with one shoulder. This prophecy have not yet been fulfilled, my brothers and sisters. Have we demonstrated unity? Have we discovered the true language? What did it resemble? Yes, we see the titles Ancient Hebrew, Paleo, Modern, and more used to describe the original language. But was it about form or function? Was it about worship and obedience? Do not easily be distracted by chasing something erroneous. So many people are spending and consuming time chasing what they believe is the original condition of our language, like days of old, and they are so far off the mark. Yes, are we supposed to come away from what we know is pagan infection, pagan influence, pagan labels that are used in an attempt to hide the Most High's true name and the name of the Mashiach? Yes, we're to come away from things that we know outright are unrighteous and wrong. But be not consumed by pursuing what you think is the pure language or the pure lip. Be mindful of how you spend your time. Beware of those who establish camps and followings promoting what they believe is the pure language. The time has not yet emerged for Zephaniah 3:9 to be fulfilled, my brothers and sisters. And it is the Almighty Yahuwah that will prove when that time is such. In pictures and symbols, we will discover the purpose is for function. The purpose is for worship and obedience. The Most High Father will guide us. The Spirit of Yahushua will guide us regarding how we are to communicate with one another. Regarding dress, Matthew 23, verses 27 and 28, talks about the Pharisees and the hypocrites who focus on the outward. Read those scriptures. Matthew 23rd chapter, verses 27 and 28, and you will discover, as it reads as follows: Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly indeed look well, but inside are filled with dead man bones and all uncleanness. So you too outwardly indeed appear righteous to men, but inside you are filled with hypocrisy and lawlessness. Consider also reading Exodus 20, verse 4. Chapter 20, verse 4. One of the commandments. And it reads as follows: You do not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of that which is in the heavens above, or which is in the earth beneath, or which is in the waters under the earth. So I ask you, my brothers and sisters, in this commandment, no vain images, no carved images. Is a star on a garment an image? Would you consider a 7-point or 7-component candlestick an image? Would you consider walking around with symbols that represent Almighty Yahuwah an image? Do not scriptures teach us that it is in our actions of worship and obedience that we reflect righteousness, not in images? Be not deceived, my brothers and sisters. Perceived Hebrew language and dress do not establish authority. I repeat, do not establish authority. Or should we come away from pagan labels used to hide the true names of the Almighty Father and Messiah? Absolutely. Should we dress modestly? Indeed, we should. Who can discern that the dress during the days of old was also due to the climate in which an agricultural people dwelt? Yes, modesty is and was necessary, but beware of those who promote dressing Hebrew as the mandate of attire and who promote dress as being more obedient to the Almighty Father Yahweh. Become mindful, my brothers and sisters. Yes, become mindful. Become mindful of how you spend your time and focus on getting to know the voice of the Spirit of Yahushua and live a more abundant life. Pray, my brothers, study, and watch, for Almighty Yahuwah will prove our hearts. He will establish what is right, and he will use those whom he chooses as he sees fit to prove what is righteous. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, until next time, be encouraged. And forgive me, for I did go a little bit past 10 minutes. But I ask your forgiveness. Until next time, shalom, shalom, shalom.